Hello and welcome to a late but nevertheless I deemed worthwhile video looking at the Rising event for 2018 and a bit of clarification on certain points. The Rising event itself takes place in Uldar Steppes of Nold, and the first quest to start you off begins at X 10.1 Y 8.3 with a level 15 quest in Adventurers We Trust. This quest will take you on a storyline reliving tales of the Calamity towards the end of the 1.0 version of the game before it was remade into a Realm Reborn. In completion of this storyline, which I really don't want to spoil for you, you'll get the Wind-Up Serena minion and the Revolutions Orchestron role as a reward. It's at this point you may wonder what else there is to do in this event, and a good inkling that there is actually more to do in the Rising 2018 is this vendor here next to the original quest, this Rising Attendant, whom will inform you that there is a series of rewards that you can obtain by collecting Rising tokens from the, as he mentions, an event called The Calamity Retold. This is what all of the secrecy was about, a semi-hidden activity for the event, not actually listed on the event page. Next to the Rising Attendant, in all three city-states, Limsa, Gridania and of course here in Uldar, will spawn a Rising Recruiter NPC. Literally next to the attendant here. However, his spawn timer is very unusual, and from what I could work out personally, it felt like every 2 to 5 hours. I did this a few times. But I could be wrong, as obviously I wasn't sat down still for that entire duration. I went and made cups of coffee and did other things around the house. However, as you can see on this footage that I will splice together for you, we started camping for the Rising Recruiter to spawn at around 5:41 PM GMT, which was 10:45 AM Eorzea time, and it actually took until 7 PM my time and 1:54 PM Eorzea time for him to actually spawn, at which point you talk to the recruiter and you can ask him to queue you up for the Calamity Retold scenario, which is actually a 144 player limit Eureka style instance full of fates. Getting gold on each of these fates will grant you 20 Rising tokens apiece. Bear in mind you will need 50 of each of these tokens for the 2 earrings individually, and the other items are all fireworks and consumables like Realm Reborn Red Champagne. The different NPCs in each of the other city-states will actually spawn at exactly the same time and duration as the Uldar one, so there's actually no way to subvert the camping needed, so you might as well just sit tight in Uldar and wait for it to spawn. The event is not tricky or seemingly difficult, allowing you to respawn upon death when killed nearby, a short run up the pathways back to the various fates that shouldn't take you more than a few seconds. I would strongly recommend shouting and asking for a group, as it will obviously ensure you to get your tokens. It might be a bit tricky on your own. It's a blast from the past for anyone who experienced any of the final moments of 1.0 with the monster spawns outside of the gates of the city-states, with a beautiful Dalamud hanging ominously there in the sky inside the scenario, really adding to the feel, along with the low whispering howl of the Answers theme humming in the background as the world comes towards its end. It will likely not have that much impact on those of you who spent large amounts of time in Eureka already, and it's essentially more of the same. But you have to imagine if you'd never stepped inside Eureka, and if this had come out at a sooner date, then this would feel absolutely incredible. They put a lot of work into sneaking this in and even told people they weren't allowed to talk about it on various places, and honestly I think it was worth it. I quite enjoyed it personally, however nothing can compare to people's memories and the nostalgia, so the general consensus of people will likely be meh. The 2 earring rewards caused a terrible stink, however, on the forums, with players complaining that the earrings are a direct slap in the face to those who played in 1.0. Although I have my own opinions on this, I do think that overall they perhaps weren't necessary to include, and probably wasn't worth the hassle they caused themselves by adding them in the first place. Do I feel that, however, they devalue the experience of a 1.0 player? Not at all. I'm a 1.0 player, but opinions are opinions, and there's already been an apology by Naoki Yoshida on this subject. Personally, I remember experiences in older games I've played with other people rather than single objects, but that difference in opinion drives our independence and individuality. I just wish people would be a little bit more discreet than sending death threats or hate mail to a game company they supposedly love and follow the series. Don't be that guy. Thank you for watching, enjoy the content whilst it's still on until the 17th of September, and I'll see you all next time.